4 years ago on April 26, 2009. Lost my left leg above the knee to a motorcycle accident. I was sitting on the back of a friend's bike, and he was driving, and at the end of the road there's a 90-degree curve. He was driving extremely fast. So basically, we didn't make the curve, and the bike hit the little ditch just before the field that was right in front of it. The bike flew into the air, flew into the hydro post that was right in front of it, and we flew separately in the wires that holds the hydro post up, like the wires then. And there's like that yellow thing that's on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I flew through that, and I just flipped through it, and it amputated my leg on the spot.
Like it came so
Yeah, immediately. And it flew 10 feet away from me, and I flew on the other side, and then he flew away. My dad was one of the first ones to get there and to block my main artery, and with doing that, he saved my life. And 4 operations later, we had one of them. They gave me the option to reattach my limb. Oh. And that didn't take, obviously, and then and that nearly killed me at that point. My leg started infecting me. But 3 weeks at the Civic, 3 weeks at home, and then 3 weeks at the rehab to learn how to walk again. And then I was out on my own pretty much. Like, it was very, very quick for me, but it's an ongoing thing for the rest of your life. You will learn new things every day with your prosthetic. Like, there's always something new to overcome every single day, pretty much. So.
Yeah. Like, it shouldn't let anyone feel like they're less.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to do this.
Exactly. And I think until you're into it and you're put in a group of people that don't have a disability, then you kind of feel like the outsider. But most of the time, if you feel comfortable with your disability, you won't feel like you're different than anybody else or anything like that. Because this is coming from my mind frame right now is coming from people that was an able body, like a person that's fully functional in everybody, living just like everybody else, to getting a disability. And that's how I can see both sides of the medal. And now I'm like, oh, that's how it worked, but I don't feel any different. And the second I talk or something or say something like that, it changes their mind frame. Oh, she's not that disabled, or she's not, Yeah. So they see me as a disabled person, but the second they see what type of person or something, they kind of warm up to it, and then they see you just like everybody else. Most people will be overly compassionate, like they'll be like, "Oh, you poor thing," We're not poor thing. We're more active than anybody else. Just to even start with, whatever disability, physical disability you have, you will have to expel more energy in order to live in a daily life or so. So within my day, for me to just walk with my prosthesis, so for me to just walk from my car to here, it takes 80% more energy than an able body to. So it's more energy or so. But I mean, besides the fact of that, I mean, we're still we're keeping very, very active, and we're not using this as for us, no, you use it towards your advantage. First challenging thing, the very first one is you're in your hospital bed, this just happened, how are you going to be dealing with it? What are you worth to the society at this point, right? So it's psychological, first thing that you deal with. Yeah. It's not really the accident and everything else, it's really like, what are you worth right now? To me, I was such a big workaholic that I loved work. It was, and it was being active. It was a huge thing for me. I was into running, and I was very fit, like everything else, and so it was, will I be able to run again? That was a big thing. Will I be able to work again on my feet? What will prosthesis be like and everything else? And will my boyfriend at the time, still like me for whom I am, even though I'm missing a limb or stuff like that. So those are always things that are going to run through your mind. without getting, depressed about it or anything like that. But these are challenges that you're just like, well, you're wondering, how is it going to be? But as time goes on, you realize that people accept you for who you are, not for what you look like. And if people are there for what you look like, then you don't need them in your life. Then they don't, and if for me, if I walk on the street with my crutches or with my prosthesis, I like to show people that this is whom I am. I don't need to hide it. If you don't like it, you don't need to look at me. And I say that I'm a strong person, strong-minded, and I mean, I will not let people get me down. My huge thing, something that I would say made a difference into my life, was sports. City volleyball is made out of people that are missing limbs, so you're with people that are missing limbs that already have the experience, which helped me out into progressing very quickly. And with my gait, with certain things that I was struggling with or on a daily basis, that I could have people to relate to. This was part of my rehab. This was psychologically what was helping me through it. My way of getting over things is to talk about it, and it worked really well for me in my life. But I've seen people not really doing so well, and so I like to help them out by showing them that you don't have to go that route. You don't have to be negative towards yourself or something like that. That this is just a bump in your life. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's went through rough things in their life, right? And so this is, if it is physical, if it is to be in a traumatic accident, or if it is to, overcome whatever you're overcoming in your life, you don't need to get down on yourself. There's help somewhere. There's always things to get you back up into life, whatever it is. Life is just absolutely so beautiful that there's no need for that.